They changed our music. It's going to bother me every single time. Hello.
I know.
Hi.
We used to have a dance party here, but now we're just like, okay, this is like elevator jams. Well, welcome to another Monday night. I'm Heather. Lovely lady next to me is Amber. And then below us are two of my favorite people in the whole wide world, Johnny and Zachary from Schmackary. They're joining us tonight. So look at you guys. I was so close in the city, and I have to see you virtually, and that's okay. But we're so glad for you to join us at the Broadway Fan Club. We're here for you. We're gonna just kick it off. Why don't you guys tell everybody a little bit about Schmacks, how you're so obsessive, like everybody just needs to go get a damn cookie.
I mean, it's true. So my name's Zach. I started Schmackary's 14 years ago out of my 400 square foot apartment in Hell's Kitchen, New York. And overnight, it just kind of was one of those things where I was like, one day I said, I don't think I want to do this acting thing anymore, but I still want to do something creative. And I want it to fuel me and make me feel like I'm doing something productive. And I started baking cookies, and I never thought of it as a career. And all of a sudden it just kind of took off, and overnight it became this sensation. And then before I knew it, everybody on Broadway was getting my cookies, and I eventually became known as the Cookie of Broadway. And my whole dream, my whole entire life, was to make it on Broadway, and I did, just not in the way that I thought I would.
Yeah, but you've been in more backstage theaters, like backstage of theaters, than anybody else. You pretty much have delivered cookies everywhere, so you really made it on Broadway.
Exactly.
But I think, and you guys are also the only company that can deliver to different theaters for food wise, like official, right? Is that right?
I mean, we have a good connection with the theaters, and I think that's why it's easier for us to get into theaters. I don't know that we have an exclusivity, but I love that. If you heard it, then I'll say that it's true. If you heard it, then it's true.
More so people can go onto the website and they can be like, oh, I really love the cast of Redwood, and they want to send like Redwood cookies. You guys can actually facilitate that delivery.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody else can do that. Or if they can, we don't know about it. But yeah, I mean, I've been enjoying you guys since the very beginning, and I brought Amber into the Schmacks family.
Oh, yeah. And now every time I go to the city, I come home with one of these. I
have mine too.
I love it.
All the way from New York to Connecticut. I enjoy those Schmackary cookies every chance I get.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we're missing out. We should have had a box. Like, no, we don't have a box.
We have the shirts. Exactly. We have the cookies here.
Oh wait, more important question: do you have the bracelets? I do not see them. I'm very upset.
They are in the drawer, though. I have mine in my drawer.
It's fine. I know that we did it a couple of weeks ago. We reviewed the new opening of Union Square location, and I got to see the boys. And Amber and I worked very diligently to make our famous beaded bracelets.
Oh my God, they're great.
And we love it. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed them. But yeah.
No, we did.
Well, we cannot thank you guys enough for just really being such a part of the community. You guys do so much. You partner with so many different shows that we love and know. And, you know, it's really hard to stay on a diet when I'm anywhere in the city and I have to go get cookies, especially for the random, like, buy one, get one that happened on Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
For Women's Day.
For Women's Day, that was the best. I ended up with double the cookies that I normally get. And that's a lie.
I'm so sorry.
Happy. I know when we were like going over the plan for it, we were like, we should just give all of our ladies like a buy one, get one. And like, you know, we want to let people know that we not only do we support women, but we want to like support women who support their girls. And so that was like the whole point of it is like bring in your girlfriend and share a cookie. And we love doing things like that. Like it's super fun for us to get super involved with the community and have fun with a job that like, you know, we can play around with and that's it's a really awesome thing that we can do.
You get to make delicious cookies. I'm going to demand Earl of Chocolate on every menu every time.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that cookie.
And I feel like I was so rude because I like told you how I started, but obviously we were missing this very important piece here.
He's right there.
He's right here.
That's okay.
So this is my husband Johnny, and and Johnny joined on the Schmackary's train during the pandemic when like nobody wanted to come to work because they were like terrified, and Johnny was like, "I'll help you out," and so he came and started helping me with my business, and then he kind of just became indispensable, and he started wearing so many hats at Schmackary's, and I was like, "Don't leave, please don't leave," and then eventually he just became my right-hand guy, and we started running this business together, and it was never something that like either of us thought of. It's this has been like a business of a bunch of things that just kind of like fell into our laps, where it was like, you know, this kind of fell into my lap and I never thought of it as a business, and then I was like, come to help me for a couple weeks, and then now he's been here for 5 years. Almost 5 years. So yeah, it's
a happy accident. A happy accident.
Totally happy accident.
Yeah, it's funny because I came from the makeup world, and I actually have done, you know, a ton of work for Broadway doing makeup. And my brother thought it was hilarious because he's like, you went from putting foundation onto people, and now you're just putting frosting on cookies. So it's kind of the same thing, just, you know, different tools.
Of the cookies. It's
exactly.
Frosting is basically makeup for cookies.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or some people do put their foundation on like frosting. It's like super thick.
I was gonna say, people do cake it on.
I mean, you know, I can't say I haven't seen it a few times in my career, but yeah, but it's definitely it's been really fun, and I think what I really love about Schmackary's is the community aspect, and I love just like seeing people happy. You know, one thing that was really important for me was doing makeup was when people would look at themselves in the mirror and they're like, oh my God, I feel amazing. And I get that same feeling when I see people enjoying our cookies and, you know, having a really awesome coffee, or when we have a new dessert, like we started doing these tres leches cakes, and people are like, what the heck is happening here? And it makes me so excited to see people happy. Oh, it's insane.
The tres leches are on another level.
I love a tres leches cake. You are barking up the right tree.
Oh my God, we have a milk and cookies one coming out, and it is
literally
so good. It's so good.
Why are you doing this to me?
Right.
And it's only on for the weekend, so it's our little
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It's our little secret.
So haul butt over to either the Times Square location or Union Square. Go visit Alex and Cece over Union Square because they're part of the Schmacks family too. And you guys have so many other locations. We'll get all into that in a little bit, but we're gonna hit up some Broadway news and see what else is going on in this crazy industry.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Amber, it's all you.
We have some openings. We have some cool openings going on.
I can't really see your face. I'm not sure what's happening. I see cleavage, which I'm very proud of. But
there we go. So tonight we have the Picture of Dorian Gray beginning performances on Broadway. They're starting their previews, which is a show that Heather and I are both very excited to see.
And it's like a block away from the store at Schmack's.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like a music box.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow night, right next door at the Imperial, we have first opening night for Smash.
Yeah, for
that will be exciting.
We might have a little surprise collab coming up potentially.
Good thing we run that fan group too. But it's great. Well, that's how Amber found out about Schmack's, is that we were both freezing our asses off at opening night for Water for Elephants. Oh. And I'm like, do you want to go down to Schmack's and go get like cookies and hot cocoa or apple cider? And she's like, what, Schmack's? Like Schmackary's? And she's like, no, what is that? And I was like, we're going right now. So we walked down to the store, and like, she's been obsessed ever since. And my introduction to the store was probably right as you started, to be honest, through my friend Shauna Bresnahan, who was like my theater mom, essentially. Even though we're the same age, she kind of guided me into the theater industry a little bit. And I love her for it, but she turned me on to Schmackary's, and like, I'm there more than she is now, and she lives there.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so those openings are going to be incredible. And I mean, you guys do a lot of collabs too. You just did one with Drag the Musical.
Yes, it's super fun. Yeah, we honestly, the fun part about that is like, you know, we love camp, we love drag, and when they approached us, I was like, I want all the girls in the store. I want to do something super fun. Of course, we'll make the cookies super gay, and if we're not gay enough, and it was great. We had the queens in last Saturday.
This
There she is.
Oh, so
She's
cute.
so pretty.
I'm like, do I even want to eat her because she's like the
We've
last
already eaten
one.
one. I brought you one last week.
I know. That's why I'm like, do I just want to like
Screw
look
that.
at you forever because you're so beautiful?
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Well, and you had Yair and Remy in the store helping out, which was
Yep.
great. And I was so mad because I was in the city that day and I did not know the event was happening. Otherwise, I would have stopped by because we had them on the show. What, 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Love
it was honestly, it was like actually one of the most last minute things that we did. And I even
Minute.
asked them, I was like, are you cool with this being last minute? Because I usually like about, 4 or 5 days to kind of do a teaser and then have a
Right.
follow up. And they were like, these are drag queens, honey. Everything is last minute. So we
Your
feel it.
social media's on
It was
fire, so
great.
like you could do something in 20 minutes and everyone's there.
I
Right.
appreciate that.
And
It
you-
was.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was hilarious. I was like, okay. So the next day I come into the store and I'm like, so we have a collab tomorrow and we have people coming in and they were like, what are you doing to us? I'm like, it's not me, it's the drag queens.
The drag queens.
Those
When the drag
collabs
queens
are
saw, we
so
answered.
fun. We
Yeah.
got the opportunity to go to the Book of Mormon club that you guys
Yeah.
did recently.
Oh, that was a
and
really good one.
that one was
That's when I
so
literally
fun.
ran into you, Johnny. I smacked right into you as you were leaving the store. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
But
I
yeah,
walked up to the counter and PJ, who was there helping, was like, hi, how can I help you? And I was like, excuse me. And he was like, and I was like, hello. I would like a hello from the show, please.
Oh my god.
And oh my god, you're so
I
right.
have
You're
it on
so
video.
right. He was like, you're right. Hello. And I was like, thank you.
I have the backside of that as she's like lecturing him in the nicest and funniest way possible, and just the reaction is fantastic. But we love it because you guys make Broadway more accessible to people who might not be able to see a show or might not know who these people are, but they're looking at this fun and enjoyable experience, and then they're also leaving with something that tastes hella good too.
That's what I really, really love about the collabs, especially when the theaters are open to doing things like that. When we were coming out of COVID, it was really, really hard because obviously there are so many rules and regulations and the cast had to be, extra careful. And it was difficult because we loved human interaction and we really wanted to be able to let people get a piece of Broadway in that capacity. And so when we would, reach out to all the shows and they're like, I'm sorry, but, we can't expose the cast. And we were just like, oh, come on. And so to be here 5 years later, and now almost every collab, people are like, yes, I have 4 or 5 members of the cast that want to come in. And that is the reason why. It's like, if you can't see the show, we blast the music in the store, and it's really special for us. I love that we can. Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Amber is going to pick on you for one of the collabs. I'm waiting for you to talk about it. The Titanic, the chip.
Oh
my God.
I bit into the Titanic cookie and I was so excited for it. And then I was like, salt and vinegar chip choice? Did not see that coming.
Neither did the Titanic with the ice.
Yeah, with the
Listen,
I was literally the Titanic with the iceberg. I was like, this was a flavor profile that I never expected to encounter in my lifetime.
And if you remember the iceberg from Titanic, she was a salty bitch. So it needed to be a salt and vinegar chip.
That is completely fair.
But I have to say, I don't know if you guys saw the official announcement today, but my girl Amber Ardolino just got cast as Celine Dion in Titanic.
Amazing.
I heard they were doing a changeover.
Yes. So
I believe she starts March 23rd.
Yeah.
So congratulations to her.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome news.
So-
We definitely need to go see it.
Yeah,
We saw it once, and I'm hooked. I would see
were
it 5
crying.
times.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
It was
Such a
literally, we
fun
want to
show.
take all of our friends who are like not theater people. We're like, okay, if you're
Yeah.
not theater people, go see Titanic. You will die.
We'll see
Yeah.
If you go, you guys will know this, but if you go downstairs into like where you can draw the cat, you know what I'm talking about, by the bar. You can draw a cat. You'll see my Cheshire cat on the wall.
No way, really?
Do what?
That's hilarious.
I drew a Cheshire cat and I put it up on the wall.
Wait, does it have your name on it? Like, will we know that it's yours?
It has my name on it.
Oh,
it should say Heather and then the Broadway fan club. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love how you're always finding ways to just like put your stamp on things.
You're like, I was here.
I mean, well, yeah, I feel like I'm like graffitiing, but like in the classy way.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they love it.
Like I'm gonna lick it. It's mine. That's kind of how the.
And you could definitely. I think anyone from that show would appreciate it. So you're good.
Right, absolutely. What, for me to lick them or for the cat?
I
mean, maybe both.
That's fair. That's fair.
It seems they're a very playful bunch.
They are very playful.
Oh,
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when Celine came into our store, she was like, I mean, it was just hilarious. She was just like talking to all the customers, and people had no idea who she was, and like they were just looking at her like, "What's happening?" And she's like, "It's me, Celine.
Yeah.
Do you know?" And people are like, oh. And just capturing the look of people's confusion was hysterical.
Yes.
It was hysterical.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then she like comes behind the
love
counter
that.
and just like steals the whole plate of cookies. It was so.
You remember she was on her little like scoot. She was like
scooting away.
So
I actually remember the video. Okay, I remember the video now. Yes, because she was like all over the place.
Yeah,
it was
speaking
hysterical.
of scooters and plates, I have to ask you guys about the social media that was Union Square. Was it yesterday or the day before? There was a guy that was like standing on top of a bicycle holding a tray of cookies.
Yeah.
So crazy.
That was so cool. How did that even
That
come
was
about?
really cool.
Yeah, he like reached out to us on Instagram and he was like, I want to do a video with you guys. And I saw his video and, you know, we were talking and we were like, this guy seems awesome. And, you know, we're always trying to like branch out, right? Like, of course, Broadway is like our home, but it's super important for us now that we're expanding to kind of reach as many different people as possible, because that's the joy about cookies and baked goods. It's like this is something for everyone to enjoy, and we want to kind of take it back to that feeling of when you were a kid and your mom or your grandma, they were making homemade cookies in the kitchen and you just couldn't wait to eat them. And so like we always want to get that feeling from people.
Yeah, and
go ahead. Sorry.
He was just like such a unique person, and when we saw his other videos, we're like, "Can we have you eat an ice cream sandwich on that bike?" And he was like, "Absolutely!" And it was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing!"
Anything for a cookie or an ice cream sandwich.
Seriously.
Or like you're talking about like, you know, mom making something. You have like the giant Rice Krispie treats, like the cereal killer. Like there's so many different things, and I'm just. Who is it? Is it a team effort where someone's like, "Hey, I have an idea for a cookie," or like, Zach, is that all you? Johnny, are you like implementing? Like, how is this on the back end happening?
I feel like, you know, originally I was just coming up with flavors faster than I even knew what was happening, and I'm like, honestly, I get inspired a lot by ice cream. That's like probably where I get the most inspired. Is like I'll eat, you know, these ice cream flavors, and I'm like, oh my god, this would make such a good cookie, and then I try to figure out like how can we do it. But you know, Johnny also like he always is trying to be like, hey, why don't you try doing that? Because now that we're up over 100 flavors, it's like it's getting more hard. It's getting harder, you know, and it's like, and with our competitors, it's like I don't want to bite off what other people are doing. I like kind of want to go on our own path and, you know, try to stand on our own. So we're always trying to figure out like how we can stay in our lane and do fun things. But like as we've been growing, you know, we've like the big thing, I started Schmackary's and it was always cookies were the thing, you know, that was always like what we leaned into. But now as like we're 13 years strong, you know, it's really we're kind of rebranding ourselves, because it's like really a bake shop, you know, it's like that old American bake shop where it's like we have amazing bars, amazing brownies, amazing crispy treats, and cookies are like the thing that got us on the map. But you know, we don't stop. We're like, we're gonna do high level ice cream. Did you get to try our infused ice cream when you were in Union Square?
No.
Oh my gosh, next level. But we're just trying to like do all things where it's like we're not a bakery. We don't want to be considered a bakery, but like a bake shop, a treat shop, something like that.
When you walk in, it's nostalgic with like, I'm gonna hold this up for a second just so if anyone's not seen this amazing like logo, like the blue and white pinstripes. It's like so old school, like 1950s, 1960s, like pop shop or something like that. And I love just the vibe, especially Union Square too, because it's more wide than it is deep.
Totally.
And when you walk in, you're like, I feel like I'm in an old like ice cream parlor, and it's so
totally.
Yeah. And for me, my favorite phrase, and Zach makes fun of me about it, is like taking things a step further. I'm like, let's take it a step further. Let's like, I love this, but like, let's elevate it. And
let's go extra with it. You have the room.
Exactly. And so we have a lot of fun coming up with new things together now. And, Zach obviously like really hit the nail on the head with all the flavors, because I love all of our cookies, honestly. Like, I remember going to Schmackary's before I even knew Zach, and me and my friend drove past it, and we were like, oh, we've heard of these cookies, and we got a dozen cookies and wound up eating all of them in like 3 hours. So I've always been a bit of a fan, but now that we're like really in this partnership, I'm like, okay, I loved this Entenmann's cake as a kid. Like, how can we take this Entenmann's cake and turn it into something that's our cookie? Or, we've been toying around with a cannoli something.
Holy cannoli cookie.
Cannoli.
It's happening.
What are you doing?
Yes.
So we have a lot of fun things that we do together.
Yeah. And like a Dubai chocolate cookie, like just the elements of Dubai chocolate.
It's honestly something that it's like on my mind. It's definitely in there, and when I tried the Dubai chocolate, I like really wanted to love it, and I feel like it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be.
A chocolate like snob. We have a few ideas.
Okay. Because Amber works across the street from this little coffee shop that did a Dubai chocolate, like coffee, like a latte. And they did it with a mocha coffee. They did like, was it a strawberry cold foam on top?
Strawberry cold foam. With pistachios,
So it wasn't overly sweet. And I'm like, that would be a good cookie. Like, I feel like there needs to be like a cookie committee that we can like help supplement and be like, because I'm sure our followers, like everybody is fans. Like when we started talking about you guys on the show, everyone's like, oh, they're going to give away cookies, right? And we're like, no, but come join the show. Like, come on. Like they're giving them, giving their time. They don't need to give cookies. They're sweet enough. But let us know if there's ever like if you guys want us to host a contest for the next cookie. We're always happy to help somebody.
I love opening up your doors to to like letting our fans decide what's next.
I mean, there's been some amazing fan suggestions over the years that have been like, not all of them have been great, but some of them have been really great. And I love when people like sometimes people send an email and they're like, I would love if you put this type of cookie on the menu. And I'm like, and I always love being inspired. And honestly, some of my favorite flavors that we've come out with have been something that somebody like challenged me with. And then it's like, ooh, okay, I could try that. And then all of a sudden it's like, let's see how far we can push it, and I think it's like we always want to stay true to like what the type of cookie that I've created. It's like that's like the style that I always want to stay true to that style. So it's like, how do we stay true with that and then go to different places with it?
Go a little bit extra with it.
Yeah, exactly. So the Dubai chocolate is definitely on my mind. The real thing is like the Crispies. I love that's my favorite part about it. It's like the kanafe part of it.
Yes.
That it's like the kanafe with the pistachio that I'm in love with. So that's like the part of it that I'm like I'm inspired by that.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, if you guys
could
could
be in the
only
pipeline.
eat one cookie for the rest of your lives, separate answer or the same, what would it be? Look at that face. I told you I'm going to ask you the hard-hitting questions tonight. This is stuff we never talked about.
That is so hard.
That is really hard. Okay, so I hope none of the cookies get mad at me.
No, they're not listening.
They're
and
not
I'm going
listening.
to tell you, nobody in the comment section or watching or listening, don't tell the other cookies.
Okay, and I don't know if this is only because it's on once a year, which it's on right now, but we have a cookie called the Black and Tan
Really?
And there's something interesting about this cookie. It has Guinness in it. And the Guinness to me gives the texture not only to the cookie but the frosting. This it's a very interesting texture that I love. It's kind of fudgy, but not too much. It's almost like a brownie, but it's still a cookie. Yeah,
it definitely hits it differently than you would expect. Like you're like beer and a cookie, but it actually like just gives a depth of the flavor.
Yeah.
And the frosting, it almost gives this like effervescence to the frosting.
It's such a good
really
cookie.
nice.
And it's on this month and I can't stop eating it. But I do have to say we do schmackaroons. And I have really been in love with our schmackaroons for about a few months now. And it's between the black and tan and the schmackaroons because the coconut, it's a good one.
Now, Jeff Cohen just asked, he said, do you have to be over 21 to buy? And I said, no, the liquor bakes out of it.
Yes,
So
you are.
No, and I would love to see how many cookies you would eat before you get drunk.
Gosh, like none.
Maybe we should have a contest.
There should be a contest.
That's what you do for St. Patty's Day.
Yes, exactly.
I infamously shouldn't disclose my secrets, but I make a Guinness brownie and I top it with bacon.
I could see that being a great pairing.
Such a good one.
Like a chocolate covered bacon. You guys already have the maple bacon cookies, so why not?
Mm-hmm.
And we have the maple chocolate chip.
Bacon chocolate chip.
Yeah, bacon chocolate chip.
So for me, the cookie that is always like my favorite, and I will say it's my favorite, but it wouldn't be the one that I would eat forever.
Okay.
The sweet corn is my favorite. It's
Love
like
it.
I love it. It's like such a great balance of like sweet and salty, like the cranberries with the kernels of corn and the pecans, and like it just sings to me. It's like one that I'm so proud of. It was the first gluten-free cookie I ever made, and I was like, this is it.
Mic drop.
But
yeah.
I'm an oatmeal cookie snob, like from the nth degree. Like if I'm ever gonna go to another cookie shop and like, everybody's like, oh, try somebody's chocolate chip cookie first. For me, it's an oatmeal cookie. I'm like, if you can do an oatmeal cookie well, like hats off to you. That's always my standard.
Insane.
So
the scotchy.
Yeah. So with the oatmeal scotchy, is that what you said? Yeah. So good. That was my first cookie I ever made. But if I were to pick my favorite of all of my oatmeal cookies that I could eat over and over again, I think it might be the Hangover.
Oh, okay.
I love it. I like it's like
that's like Chip of
I
the
like that one a lot
stepsister.
It is Chip of the Iceberg stepsister. It's like I love again salt and vinegar potato chips. It like throws you for a win. It throws you. It's like, what is this? But it's just like, it's so weird and it works. It's like, and it has a lot of different textures in it. And there's like coconut and M&Ms and butterscotch and just like, there's just like a lot going on in there. And like, so I feel like in terms of getting a little bit of variety, then I'm like, okay, I could keep eating this every day. Cause it's like, you get a little something different in each bite.
That's
something we didn't talk about. That's something that I really love, that you guys have vegan and gluten-free options. Like that's so amazing. People are always like, we always sit on the bar at the 45th location. We're always hearing people being like, is there anything vegan? Is there anything? And we're always like, yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Yeah, or like on Saturday, there were a couple of, you guys are a hot spot for performers. I won't call out which performers were there, but I have been there when like Avenue Q was running at New World Stages and they were all there, and half of Moulin Rouge comes in for cookies, but we're sitting up against the middle bar and everyone's like, oh, the Field of Dreams. I don't know. What do you think? And I'm like, do you want to try some of mine? It's what I'm eating right now.
I love it.
Lucy just said, I love your cookies, but I had your cinnamon roll for the first time on a recent trip and it was incredible. So,
well, Lucy, get ready because we did something last year that we were just like, let's kind of like do something crazy, and we put cookie dough in the middle of a cinnamon roll, and it was amazing. And we're like, let's do it for 1 month only, and we'll just do it, and we're gonna and we sold so many of them, and people were so mad when we took it off the menu. It's coming back next month.
Oh,
yeah.
That sounds criminal.
Yeah.
Criminal.
So good.
It's awesome. Like the chocolate chip, I don't know. It changed the whole thing. Like it's really pretty stellar.
The only thing that I've had that was like different, it wasn't at your store, it was at some place in 30 Rock that doesn't do it anymore. So maybe steal this idea. They wrapped cookie dough inside of croissants.
Yes. So we tried the cookie croissant, and it didn't look nice.
I agree. It looks weird.
It looked like the croissant was pooping out cookies.
It definitely looked like there was a little bit of indigestion there. It wasn't quite working out. But I mean, when we did the cinnamon roll, the cookie dough cinnamon roll, it was so good, and that was actually really not good for me because I was coming in the morning and just like going crazy with it. But you can't, like, the chocolate chips and the cookie, everything. It just worked so well together.
I mean, I had a s'mores cookie this morning for breakfast.
That's my OG. The s'mores will always like take me back home.
Yes.
That's
I had one last night.
Yeah,
it's such a good cookie.
And Heather, there is no shame in eating cookies for breakfast. In fact, like, I think that is a breakfast of champions.
Oh, I agree.
I agree. I mean, I have no shame in that. I'm just like, I did it. The box that's sitting next to me is also the box from Union Square. Because your cookies freeze so well, I just go in and I break up what I want, and it's great.
That's awesome. It's actually funny. I was talking to someone the other day and they were like, do you actually eat your cookies all the time, like that you work in the store? And I'm like, yeah, I eat probably one cookie a day. And he was like, every day. That's a lot of cookies. And I'm like, is it? Like, do you not know me?
But also, you guys are like, you're both in very good health. It's clearly working. Like, cookies, like one, it's like instead of an apple a day, keep stocking away.
I was gonna say, what's that old adage?
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, a cookie. There is one of those that it's like a cookie. A balanced diet is a cookie in each hand.
Absolutely.
And I have to.
Judi Dench said that, actually.
I believe it.
And honestly, like, I come from a family where my grandmother would put 11 tablespoons of sugar in her Frosted Flakes cereal. So, like, I think we're past the sugar, threshold of one cookie.
Definitely.
It's in my blood.
Your grandmother and mine were opposite. My grandmother used the no salt in everything, and that was it.
Oh my gosh. She definitely wouldn't like our cookies because we put salt in the cookies.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I love that. And I like, you guys have really created like such a beautiful culture in your stores too. Like, I've never come across somebody who was angry or wasn't happy to be working at Schmackary's.
Oh,
it's true though.
The employees are all wonderful.
That was like something that was actually really important to me when I first started Schmackary's, and I was like, hey, what the hell am I doing? Starting a cookie shop in New York City. But when I went to open up the store, I kind of was thinking like, well, why now? Like, why does New York City need another cookie shop, a cookie shop? There weren't that many at that time, but
there were any other than Mrs. Fields.
But I was like, why does New York City need this right now? And I was like, you know what? I was a person that when I first moved here from Nebraska, that I like hated living in New York when I first moved here. And it was like, I just felt like it was such a cold and lonely place. Yeah. And I wish that I had like a place to go that felt like home, and it felt like nurturing and comfortable, and that I felt safe. And that was the place that I wanted to create for people. I was like, I want to create this haven for people who might not be from here or are are from here and just like want a breath of fresh air and want to be seen and like want people to like feel like customer service was done like when our grandparents were kids, and that it was where you walk in and it's like cheers, that it's I just wanted that place, and that I craved that place for myself. So I wanted to create a place that felt like a home away from home, where everybody was welcome, everyone felt safe and seen, and that we just like meet you where you're at, and help make your day a little bit brighter. And that was just
done that though. Yeah. But you guys have done that.
And it's been really, and it's part of the process when we interview people that we're like, hey, this is what we're looking for. We want people who see this, and it's usually the people that we hire are people who are those people who are like, I needed that in my life. And I'm like, get in here. Because it's just,
And like the fun part too is like when we're finding our employees, I think we kind of have like switched around our verbiage now where instead of saying what's customer service to you, we kind of pull up this Midwestern hospitality feel.
Okay.
Like, what is Midwestern charm? What does Midwestern hospitality mean to you? And the second people hear that, they're like, oh, happy people. Like people from the Midwest are just always so happy. And we're like, yeah, that's kind of like the piece. Yeah, it's like that's the piece of our brand that we want people to kind of embody. And when we have these like, interviews and people come in and they're like, just you could feel their energy. And then we talk to them about this Midwestern feel. They're like, that is like everything that I am and that I feel that I can bring to this cookie shop. And it's so important for us because now that we're growing, how do you keep that, right? Like, how do you make sure that every store that opens, people are hiring the same type of employees? Because we always say we have great product and we do, really fun things. But at the end of the day, it's the experience that keeps people coming back and it's feeling good. And when people leave our store, we want them to just feel like, I feel amazing just from that interaction. And
that's why we host our meetups there. Every time that Amber and I come into the city together, you guys have been so generous to let us host our meetups there because we want everybody to feel that way.
And I can't wait to get outdoor seating back for you guys because it'll be so nice in the summertime.
But you have the cool little heat fans and those are great. But
yes, we gotta like come together and tell the city to leave us alone and give us our tables back.
For serious. Well, and you're talking about these locations. So I know obviously like the main one that I've been going to for forever in the theater district, but then you also have Union Square. And then where in Jersey? It's like northern Jersey, right?
Inglewood, New Jersey.
Yep. So literally right over the bridge.
Yep.
And then we have two more, Long Island, which I'm really excited about. I'm from Manhattan. I grew up in Chinatown, and my dad moved out to Long Island when I was 6. So, of course, everyone in my family has been asking, when are you bringing a Schmackary's to the island? When's the Schmackary's coming out? And so when we had our franchisee, Brenda, come through, and she basically is our Long Island franchisee. She has all of the island. She's going to be opening up 6 stores from, Queens to Suffolk County. It like made me so excited because I'm like, this is like what we've been waiting for. So Long Island will be opening in May, and then San Diego is slated to open between June and July, which is crazy because now we'll have Schmackary's coast to coast.
Yeah,
that's incredible. Now the only thing I'm going to complain about is I've been complaining and stating and demanding one in Orlando. It's going to have to happen.
I mean,
we would love it.
Let me tell you.
If I had the money, I would open up a Schmeck's because we have my dear friend Steve Lewis who owns Gideon's, and he's like blowing up. Like there's still over an hour line at Disney Springs.
I mean, I'm a big fan from afar. I love the look of their
Have you never had his cookies?
I never have had their cookies.
Zach, I will bring you a cookie. Next time, seriously. Next time I come up, I'm gonna let you guys know. I'll send you what they have. The cookies weigh a pound each.
Wow,
but I will bring you
okay, we'll split that one.
I got you. But I think it's important. Like you guys really create like a culture, like a cookie culture, instead of just being
culture for sure.
Yeah, like with no disrespect to like Crumble or like any of the other we have all sorts of crazy ones here, but I think that you guys you are that sense of home. And for 13 years, I've been finding like my home in the theater district, and like it's just really kind of incredible to see the growth. And when I say, and you guys know this, every episode we talk about Schmackary's. It's just there. It's true. We're super fans, but we also love you guys. All right. Well, now that I interrupted Broadway news, what other news do we have, Amber?
Well, this one I'm dying to talk about since it's my newest obsession from Saturday. We went and saw Maybe Happy Ending. Have you guys seen it yet?
No.
Go see it. How dare you?
Yeah.
And get a clap right away.
Oh my God. It was incredible. Their cast album is coming out on the 14th of this month.
Okay.
So thankfully, I only have 4 days to wait before I can start listening to these songs on repeat. They've started to put some, like releases some drops here and there. A couple of songs have dropped, but the full album comes out on the 14th. So I literally cannot contain my excitement for that cast album. I'm seeing like some type of like Huaboon matcha cookie or something.
But they do have the fireflies, so maybe some like.
Oh, true, the fireflies. Yes.
We gotta see this.
I think we need to see it and get inspired.
Yeah.
It's a 90-minute show. It's technically billed at 100 minutes, so there's no intermission.
Okay.
It's really, I think it's a Korean show. It's beautiful, and Darren and the whole cast. They do an incredible job. It's a cast of 4, right, Amber?
4, yes.
Yeah.
4 people, and I have not stopped thinking about them since we left the theater.
Cried a lot. I warned her she was going to cry, and she cried.
I did. Let's see what else is going on in the world of Broadway news. Oh, this was actually huge. The Roundabout 2025-2026 season was announced, which has the Rocky Horror Show on it, directed by Sam Pimpleton from Oldbury. Like, what? I cannot wait for the Rocky Horror Show to come back to Broadway. I will be there. I will be there more often than I'm at my home, probably. So,
I mean, it deserves it. It deserves a good revival.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think today, if I'm not mistaken, was also one of the anniversaries. Let me see what I can.
I think it was yesterday. It was
50th anniversary. 50th anniversary, celebrating it ahead of its New York, celebrating its history ahead of the 2026 Broadway revival. So that will be very exciting to see what comes of that. And the rumor mill is already turning with the cast, but I don't know if I believe the rumors that are coming out.
Wait, what are some of the rumors? I love some rumors.
Heather?
Nope. You brought it up. You yelled at me when I talked about it. I'll let you talk.
Well, my good friend, the Sweaty Oracle, has said on his socials that he has heard that it's going to be Timothée Chalamet as Frankenfurter.
What? I mean,
wait, there's more. Go on. And Amber says it's so facetiously because she is just every time I send her something from the Sweaty Oracle, she's like, what do you call the perspiring prophet?
Yeah, I call him the perspiring prophet.
I don't know if you guys know him. He's all in the rumor mill, and I'm like, I promise you this is going to happen. She's like, no.
I don't remember. I don't remember who else it was. Was it Sabrina?
Sabrina Carpenter. And also they've been talking like Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, well, Miley, he's projected to be going into Cabaret, so we'll see if that.
Interesting. I mean, I'm wondering if it was. Are they thinking that Sabrina Carpenter would be Janet, or would she be
Columbia or
Columbia?
Columbia. I see Columbia.
I can also see it as Janet, but yeah, I would wonder who they would cast as Magenta. I don't know. But also, to interrupt for some cookie questions, Francis Brock says, does Schmackary still do late night cookie deals?
We do. Half an hour before closing, buy one, get one free.
I didn't get them this weekend. I tried. I was told there's no specials.
This weekend?
Really? What? No, that's not true.
Wait, were you there 30 minutes before?
30 minutes?
I was there 30 minutes before. And I was told no. That you don't do it anymore, and I was like, that's a lie, but that's okay, I'll support.
Lies. Who is it? Who was it? You tell us afterwards who it was, and they're on the chopping block.
Done. No.
Did they have like 10 cookies left? Like, what's happening?
No,
that's never been a thing.
The cookies, and because it was Saturday night, and I'm like, Amber had just went over to get to the train station. We had just gotten out of Redwood and staged during Redwood. And then she went to the train station, and then I immediately went over to Schmack's. I'm like, oh, there's like 20 minutes before the store closes. And they were like, nope, sorry. And I was like, that's okay. I understand. And I was like, I'll see the boys on Monday.
Next time you call their bluff, because it is definitely a half an hour before closing every single night.
You could just show them my number in your phone and be like, well, that's interesting because I have Johnny's number. And I can ask him.
Zach and Johnny said.
Yeah, our employees love when they get that.
Oh my God, I love it so much. So funny.
No, but we definitely do. All locations do.
Yeah.
That's our thing.
Which is amazing. So Francis, that was really like that happened, but I think it was somebody new. But yes, every single time I've gone to Schmack's and it's late night, it's always
we do have
we have one a new girl, 2 new people who work in the evening.
It's not a big deal.
Okay. Well,
training opportunity.
If it happened once, shame on us.
Training opportunity.
If it happens twice,
shame on you again. And Amber,
we always take the blame.
Right? Amber said cabaret, and I don't know if anybody has been keeping up to date, but there is an announcement that just came out in the last 20 minutes that we've been on air. Does anyone know it? So you guys know who's going in for the new MC, right? Replacing Adam Lambert?
No,
it's going to be so Orville Peck is taking over as.
Oh yes, I did hear that.
I did see that. Yeah, yes.
But
is he taking off the mask?
I don't know. Let's look at the picture that was just released. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can pull this up.
I think he has the mask on.
Really?
I don't know. Well, here let's take a poll before I post it and before anyone ruins it in the post. I have been saying he's going to keep the mask on. Amber,
I think mask.
I think he's going to go mask off. I think he's going to be like, this is my time.
I don't think cabaret is
hiding. I want to know what he's hiding under there.
All right, here's your answer. Are you guys ready? Should we drum it? Ta-da! He is going to have a mask. It's like a Zorro mask.
Wow.
But that's not even like his normal mask.
I mean,
okay, baby steps.
I know. Look at that. Just look at that face. Like, my God.
We did have some of our members.
Maybe
we had some of our members discuss the possibility of, because have you seen this revival of cabaret yet?
No.
Well, the MC goes.
They're always baking cookies.
That's true. You're always baking cookies. The MC goes through a transformation where he starts in, like the clown kind of costume, and then by the end he has this transformation into like a very clean cut suit representing the conformity of the Nazi regime.
Okay.
So people are speculating that maybe as the transition occurs, the mask might come off or
it's going to change. My thought process was that he'll start off with that heavy one because this is the traditional. This is like the beginning MC outfit. He has like it's like the opening number outfit. My thought process is that maybe they'll start going to like a lace or like a nude lace that it'll start to transition later. So really but let me say, he looks incredible as the MC. And we've got a lot of Lamberts that are like, or Glamberts that are like, wow, I'm making him flash unintentionally. But they're like, oh, no one's going to beat Adam. I was like, I think Orville's going to bring more people than Adam did. I really do. He has such a great following, and I'm very excited to see him live because I love his voice. And him paired with Eva Noblezada, are you kidding? Like, it's going to be crazy. So,
yeah.
All right. I will take Orville down and share that.
I mean, we don't mind if you leave him up.
Yeah.
Right.
And no, but Johnny had a point. Zach, you really just put the mask on, flip the hair over, and you just look just like
maybe I'm.
He could be, this could be an episode of My Double Life, and it finally comes clean. I'll take it.
Now, one of my friends here in Orlando just posted, Christopher Levy, sorry to be late, first day of tech. Question 1, is there going to be a specialty Tony Awards cookie available for shipment? We are coming into Tony season.
I love when people plant the seeds because you never know. Yeah, and I love doing special cookies that we do for Nationwide. I think that really gets me excited because I love that we could bring a piece of Broadway to people's homes all over the country.
Absolutely.
So, we should do a little like Tony's viewing cookie.
We also still have not been able to do Broadway Bakes since the pandemic,
Which is
and
crazy.
like we've
Yeah.
been because it's been really tough, like getting, like Johnny was saying before, getting people to come in to the store
Well,
and
we'll
wanting,
do it.
you know, so there's, you know, we're still planting the seeds that Broadway Bakes could happen this year.
Do you want to share with
potentially.
people that might not be aware of what Broadway Bakes is? Do you want to give them the rundown?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So, in 2013, I think, I started a little charity event that was called Broadway Bakes. There was a week-long event that basically we had Broadway stars come and work behind the counter and sell cookies to raise money for BCEFA, Broadway Cares, Equity Fights AIDS.
One of our
And
favorites.
the first year we did it, we raised like $15,000, and it was amazing. And then we just kept we started making it a yearly thing, and it was unreal. We had like crazy celebrities working behind our counter. We had Audrey
I'm pulling up the
McDonald and
pictures
Sarah
right now,
Bareilles
don't you worry.
and Gavin. What?
I said I'm pulling up pictures. Don't you worry.
Yeah. I mean, we had so many people, and it was literally the first time that we did it. I was literally asking people on Twitter, back when Twitter was like how like everybody messaged
Normal.
each other. It was like I was
Normal.
just asking people. I'm like, hey, do you want to come do Broadway Bakes at our shop? And people were like, absolutely. And I'm like,
Yep.
okay.
Here's all the
So
Getty images.
we
So you
would-
guys can see all of the
yeah,
above.
we would love to bring it back again. So we'll see. We'll see. If it worked out, it works out. But you know, we're trying. We're trying.
I'm trying to pull up all the pictures here. This is the 5th annual. So 2012 is when he started, because 2017 it shows it. Here we go. So here's Gavin, 2017. I know that hit everyone hard last year. I know you guys had a couple of big posts about it. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I also love that they did not spell Schmackary's right. They spelled it with an ERYS. That's okay.
If I had a nickel.
It's either the spelling or when people call us smackeries. That's always
That's
where it's
happened before too. And I even correct
All the
Amber when
time.
she calls it a s'mores cookie, and I'm like, no, say it right. She's like, s'mores.
I cannot say s'mores anymore. I can't. I
No.
always like even all of our
Yeah.
friends are like, "Oh my god, we'll make s'mores," and I'm like, "S'mores." It just doesn't
Yeah.
feel right.
I've convinced myself that it's just s'mores
Yeah.
permanently.
Same.
Right.
Yes, it is. No, but it is. And Christopher Levy also said for Operation Mincemeat, how about an oatmeal currant gingerbread thing, like a mince pie cookie? So
Oh, oatmeal currant gingerbread. I mean, I could see those things marrying
Mixing
well.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mhm.
I'm into it.
There's a thing
think-
that happens.
Christopher had also left a comment when we had posted a promo about the show asking if you guys were ever going to bring back the blueberry streusel cookie from
that's right.
circa 2013, I think they mentioned.
Yeah, we had a blueberry cobbler. Yeah, I think it comes out in June.
Yeah, June.
I think that's when it's
June.
slated to
Okay.
come back out.
And it's actually
Alright.
one of my favorite cookies to put inside our ice cream,
Oh,
for, like
yeah.
ice cream infusion. So basically, we started something 2 years ago
Mhm.
where we make our own soft serve with a machine that basically pulverizes our cookies. So
Mhm.
any cookie flavor that we have on for the day, you can actually turn it into an ice cream. And
Amazing.
you know, between the blueberry cobbler, actually the sweet corn is another one that is so
Oh my gosh,
good.
so interesting.
And for us, it's like the texture. You know, we're creating this really cool texture with the ice cream and the cookie, and you just get these like pieces of cookie chunks, and it's
Mhm.
really delicious. But blueberry cobbler is one of
Yeah,
my faves to
it-
throw in there.
And it's weird
I'm
because
salivating.
it's weird
Salivating.
because the texture of the ice cream, it's like
Yep.
it's not like a blizzard. It actually like infuses
The
the
flavor.
flavor, and so it's like it almost has like the texture of cement, but in a good way. It's like
Yeah, the texture
No,
is
it's just
where it's at.
smooth.
it's like gritty, like it has like the grit of the cookie, but I mean like the flavor is purely the flavor of the cookie. It's so crazy.
But yes,
Those
you guys
look so good.
great. That's the yes. I just want everything now. Okay.
I know now. I'm like, I want ice cream.
Let's see. I'm looking through them. Okay, here. Yes. Okay, going back into the Tony calendar.
On my-
But dang, the blueberry cookie was the best one ever on my first trip to Schmack.
it comes.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if they maybe mentioned there. So we did a cookie that was for Waitress the musical, which was like the blueberry bacon cookie.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know if she'll be coming back. It was that may be on the fringe of like a little too weird that it worked when Waitress was
not like the Thai peanut cookie.
That one went to the graveyard.
Oh no, I had that one.
You did? Thai chili peanut?
I did.
That was a weird one.
And then was it the jalapeno cowboy or the one that's
corny cowboy?
Yeah, he comes back though.
Yeah, but I would say that comes back like once every 2 years.
Yeah, and schmacaroni and cheese or schmack and cheese. I actually really love that cookie. It's such a weird one, but it's
so good.
Yeah, it's great. Especially when you get a noodle, you're like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, but it's so good. But so that's where you get the Midwestern like comfort food is you're getting
it. Yeah. So we're actually working on a Schmackary's app right now. And part of the app that we're really excited about is we want to get a cookie passport that you're able to like mark off all the cookies that you've tried, and so that you're like, have I tried them all? And it's like now you can like mark off all of the cookies that you've tried. So
I love
and a potential subscription, for all of our cookie lovers who want to get just like a box of all different flavors every month. Yeah. The Cookie of the Month Club. So we're really excited to start launching some new things, within the next 6 months.
And you guys just did the fudge cookie, right?
Yeah, What the fudge?
Which is gluten-free and vegan. And this is our first cookie that is gluten-free, vegan, has no nuts in it. And so it really is that cookie that like anyone can have. And we love it because, again, we've gotten a lot of people who have wanted, a gluten-free vegan cookie. And then, we'll have nuts in there. And so this was like a really fun opportunity for you to,
and I think
stretch your muscles.
You mentioned the gluten-free cookies earlier. And I think one thing that's always been super important to me when I came out with like anything that was a dietary restriction cookie is that I'm like, listen, if it's going to take stock on the counter, like, I don't want anybody who's not gluten-free or vegan to be able to enjoy it too. Like everybody should be able to enjoy it. So all of our gluten-free and vegan flavors, like I won't put them on the counter if it's like, oh, it's good for gluten-free. I'm like, oh no. No, it needs to be like a solid cookie. And I mean, some of my favorite cookies are our gluten-free and vegan cookies. Like,
like you said, the Earl of Chocolate. I love that cookie.
The hummingbird,
so much. Earl of Chocolate was like, she was my jam for like a good 4 or 5 months. Like,
here's the thing. I love gluten. I'm not a vegan, but like your gluten or your vegan, like the gluten-free and the vegan, like you can't tell because usually a lot of baked goods, they're like gummy or they have a weird consistency.
Totally.
You never know. There's nothing.
Oh my God, we haven't even given any love to Monkey Business. That's another newest. I honestly think Monkey Business is like, I can't believe I said Monkey Business. I said Black and Tan over Monkey Business because that cookie is by far like blown me away. I love that cookie so much.
And our dough makers hate us for that.
It's like banana chocolate chip banana bread.
Right.
Yum.
The texture of it is incredible.
When in our commissary where we make it, if you go down there on the days that they're making Monkey Business, the entire commissary smells like bananas.
Yeah,
because they have to like cook. We have to brown the bananas, so we brown them in the oven, and it's like the smell of just like the bananas browning and cook. It's like you walk in there and you just get like smacked in the face. So it's like Donkey Kong.
But in a good way. There's no kink shaming on the show. I will say that anytime you guys want to open up a commissary tour for Amber and I to get some footage, we'd be happy to join.
Hey, we can make that happen. We love a behind the scenes.
I mean, that was the fun thing about Book of Mormon. They like wanted to see every part of the store. They were like, "Can we come down to the commissary?" And I was like, "Do you want to?" And PJ was obsessed. He was like a kid in a candy store. I mean, a kid in a cookie store. He was, he was like so excited about everything and all of our operations. He was just like, wow, I cannot believe this. And we call the commissary the soul of Schmackary's because that's where the cookies are born. And so he was like, I'm in the soul. This is the soul.
And I remember
I love PJ too. PJ's
a few years ago,
so lovely.
Back when Matilda was on Broadway, that we were doing a partnership with them, and they begged us. They were like, "Can we please send the Matildas to come do a baking class with you?" And so I like took them, the three Matildas, and we did a baking lesson downstairs in the commissary. It was really cute.
I mean, I'm going to tell you
adorable.
how many people, like, obviously this is not happening, so don't everyone get their hopes up, but like, I would 100% sign up for like a baking class at Schmackary's. And I love baking,
Right.
and I have baked for a very long period of time, but like, I love that. You guys are so open to the community and they see that. I think that's really important.
I mean, community has always been like at the center of everything that we do, and it will continue to be one of the things as we grow. Like we want to be part of the community wherever we are.
Wherever we are.
Right. And that's
Now, it's not like you guys have a ton of spare time. I know this. However, if you had fun with the Book of Mormon cast, they're on Cody Strand's Instagram right now. They're doing a Traders. They're doing their own version of Traders. It is
do you
the
not know
most
this?
fun. They're like 5 episodes deep.
We are obsessed with the Traders.
I actually still have to finish the reunion. I fell asleep.
It is the most fun. PJ, let me tell you, PJ is a master of chaos.
Oh, of course.
Of course he is. Like, you will cry. That's what I did on the train yesterday, on Saturday, coming home from. Was I watched Traders until I fell asleep because
I'm living for this.
Yeah,
we're definitely checking it.
Yeah, we
The only
definitely
time I can watch Traders is if I visit Amber in Connecticut. All right, so Chris Levy, your number one super fan here. He wants it, and I love him for it. We talk Schmackaries all the time. Another question, because some cookies are only available certain days, can we put together an order that covers 2 days? I'm looking to order Monkey Business and Hummingbird in the same box.
Yeah, I mean, the hard part of always trying to accommodate everyone is that we have our cookies on, for these specific days.
Yeah, I think if honestly, if there's ever a cookie combination that you're like, I really want this cookie combination, and if you're like, I can wait a day or something, if you ever just like call our store or shoot us a message or something like that and say like, hey, I want to do a box, but like these are the cookies I want in the box.
So
if it's not impossible,
you guys will make me just the whole day early chocolate, and I can sit there and just gain 500 pounds.
Listen, if it's on the menu, if it's on the rotation, we can make it happen. Like
if it's not on the menu for the month, then you definitely have to wait. You might have to wait if it is on the menu, but you'll definitely have to wait if it's not.
But we'll try. If we can do it, we will try it.
Fair enough. All right,
That's amazing.
I have one iteration of my question that I always ask. It throws everybody off. So generally I ask, what is one question? And I'm going to ask both. What is one question you guys have always wanted to be asked, whether it's about yourselves, your relationship, Schmackaries, anything coming up that no one's ever asked you before, and what's the answer? That's number one. And silence.
What's the one question? Repeat the question.
Yeah. So is there a question that you guys have always been like, man, I wish somebody would ask us about blank so we could tell them about blank, but no one's ever really asked you about it? Like how you met, or, we got the history of Schmacks, but like what, like your most, like something that no one's ever asked you about, anything like that before.
Oh my gosh, that's a hard one.
That is a hard question.
You're welcome. I told you I'm going to ask the hard-hitting ones.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, yeah, I can't actually think of.
Think on it. Text me about it later.
Okay, I'd have to sit on it because that's a hard one for me. Because I'm like such an open book, so I'm like, what?
Okay,
you have one.
I guess one would be, where in the world would you love to put a Schmackaries? Like, you could go anywhere in the world. Where would you love to put a Schmackaries?
Go on.
And I think I would say Bangkok, Thailand.
Cool.
I love that.
Like when we were there, Johnny and I were there. That's actually like where we got engaged in right before the pandemic in 2020.
I mean, technically during.
While it was taking place. But we went to Bangkok and we were both like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. And they have so many like American brands there. And it was interesting. I was like, It'd be so cool to have a Schmackary's here. Like, what an interesting thing, like, to make it all the way over to the other side of the world and just like,
Yeah.
and then have a reason to go there.
Are you going to put one in Nebraska? Because that's like really where
I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to happen at some point. It has to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's, again, Orlando. Chris Levy says Winter Park, which is 15 minutes from me, so I'm okay with that too. So we need to find an investor that will franchise out, or if somebody can happily donate money to me to open up the location, I'd be
send them to us. You send us those Orlando people, we will make it happen.
Exactly.
We need it here. We need that sense of community here, I think, more than ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's so important. And like, I know we've gone over time. I will, gloat in the best way possible about you guys. Like, you have done so much for this community. You've been featured on like Only Murders in the Building, and like, you're all over the place. Everybody knows Schmacks. Everybody, if they don't have the opportunity to know you guys directly, they've probably seen you running around the store. I think the first time I ever met you both was, and you'll not remember this, but it was like 3 or 4 years ago, changing fall into Halloween decorations, or Halloween decorations into fall decorations outside the store. And I was like, no. And then we just started talking, and I was like,
oh my God. Yes. I remember we were taking down the spider web
and putting up the leaves.
Yeah. And Zach was on the ladder.
Yep. And I was like, please don't die. We need you. Yeah.
Because we had the scaffolding.
I remember that. Yep. I remember. That's so funny.
But like, you guys have done so much for the community, and you guys treat even the tourists that come in, like, they feel that sense of community. And I can't begin to tell you, when we were sitting on our meetup Saturday, there was a young girl.
This was her mother so funny.
Oh my God. They were like, oh, we're going to get a dozen. And I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. Like, get a dozen.
No, they were like, oh, we got
it. We got 6 of them
yesterday. Yeah. We're back to get a dozen today.
Good.
I was like, yeah. I said they freeze really well. Take them home.
Put them in a Ziploc bag.
She goes, you think they'll make it to the freezer?
That's the true test.
That was fantastic. But you guys have just done so much, and everybody really does feel the warmth that you guys create, besides from the oven. Like, they see it, we feel it. You guys are just so open and generous, and if people are in the store and you guys see Zach or Johnny, please introduce yourself. Say hi. Don't be an asshole.
Always. Love it. Always. And our employees are, I have to really do give a shout out to everyone that works in our store. Yeah. Like, I have so much love for our employees. And I mean, every person in that store is such a beautiful soul. And I can't imagine Schmackary's being what it is without the team that we have, especially right now. Like, we have had all of our employees that work with us for years, and working in the restaurant industry, you don't get that.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing to watch everyone grow, and that everyone still chooses to work at that store.
That's my order, and I'm there.
Guys.
It really I can't be more proud of what we have right now, and the goal is just to be able to recreate this over and over and over again, and find franchisees that get our vision and that align with us. They don't have to be the same as us, but that they just get it. There's that click, and we have that with a lot of the people that have invested in Schmackary's, and I can't wait till that just keeps growing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It really is inspiring for us as well, and just to have seen people's journeys of working for us and see how much they grow in that, and we do want to be that place that we're helping people provide for their families as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. And I really mean, when I walk in the store, it's about once every 6 weeks or so. Not once, but 4 days in a row every 6 weeks or so. And Logan's there, already knows my order. Everything's done. And I'm like, how do you remember? Oh, I just saw you a couple weeks ago. And I'm like, am I that predictable? But yes, I'm very predictable, and it's delicious. But yeah, it's true. But we love you guys. So I just posted up the website. I'm gonna share it again: www.schmacarys.com. Go there if you want to invest and be a franchise owner. There's information there too. You can see the cookie rotation. You can get kind of the backstory about everything. You can order anywhere in the continental U.S. Right?
Yeah. Even Hawaii.
Oh, in Hawaii, fancy. Like aloha. But also, if you have like a favorite show that you really are like, oh my God, I love the cast of Gypsy. I would love to be able to send them some cookies. You can also do that. And that's really cool. And you're supporting a locally owned and operated business right in the heart of Times Square, right in the theater district, and all of the other locations. So it's so important. Guys, thank you for letting us take up all of your time tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, you're welcome back anytime. You make our lives so much sweeter, truthfully. And
I will be stopping in for the tres leches cake, the cinnamon roll.
Oh, yeah.
What else did I add on my list after today?
Ice cream.
Yeah.
We gotta get you caught up. We got you.
Yeah.
We're more than cookies.
We'll have a whole tasting day, Amber.
I was gonna say
it's like a 10-course meal.
Yeah, done.
People do like Olive Garden has like the taste of Italy. I'm doing the taste of Schmackary.
Oh
I think we should do that. I think that should be a thing.
I think that'd be great. Or on your passport on the app that's going to come out, which you guys will let us know ASAP when it comes out. But you could also do like choose a cookie, choose a pastry, choose a drink.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
You know, we're full of these random ideas, and I know you guys already have very much in your heads. So
we welcome more.
We love it. But thank you guys so much. Thank you for everybody who's joined us tonight. Thank you for staying a little bit longer on a Monday night, but it's a sweet way to start the week. And
it is.
I'm so glad that we could get this rocking and rolling. Boys, we'll see you very soon.
Yeah,
sounds great.
You know where to find us.
Yeah, go find them. Go visit the theater district. Go just support local in general, but go find Zach and Johnny and go tell them how much they're incredible and buy all of the cookies. And it's okay if you already bought half a dozen, you can still buy a dozen. So
yeah, we've been there before. Mm-hmm. You don't want to know how many cookies we eat throughout the week.
Well, you could say one cookie a day, but I have a feeling it could be more at times. But that's okay.
Today it was definitely more.
It was Monday. How else do you get through the Monday?
Exactly.
Yeah, the moody Mondays.
I'm about to have cookies for dinner, so
yeah, I'm gonna defrost some of my frozen cookies.
Aww. Well, I can't thank you enough. This was awesome.
Yeah, it's great spending our Monday with you.
Same here. Such delight. I want to come and hug you both around the neck, but I'll come find you guys soon. Thank you guys.
Virtual hug.
Bye, virtual hugs.
Have a good night.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.